Now we're going to go around here and do the yellow in reverse. So we did both counterclockwise, working on the clockwise. Think over how chilly it is out here. I keep passing, well, I don't keep passing the car, but it's not far. But I have that jacket in my pocket if I need it. I just don't feel like stopping. How did I get through here before? Another week gone by. So I like that. We're halfway through April. That's how I see it, right? Another month. This feels like autumn, this temperature right here, at least today. Across the road. Not many people out today. There's the yellow. And Dakota, that's another one I want to go back and just ride the better of the things I figured out. There was something I talk about, Aunt Margaret, that I never explained what it was. I'm trying to think about it now. I say it when I'm riding. You know what lines are? When I stop pedaling, you hear that noise. That's the free hub in the back. That allows you to stop pedaling, and then it goes away when you pedal. What else do I don't remember what I say. If I remember it, I'll give you a definition on it. You never ask, so I just assume you know what everything is, but I don't think you do. You just don't ask me. Oh, that's what it is. Travel. I have 100 millimeter travel. You know, bikes come with no shocks, with a shock just on the front, and with the shock both on the front and the back. So this cross-country bike, my hardtail, has just a shock on the front, but it's a little shock. It's only 100 millimeters that can bounce up and down, you know, to give you absorption. They come in 110, 120, 30, 40, 50, and you get more bounce, more absorption. So that's what I talk about. 100 millimeter travel, that's my fork. My other bike that has, full suspension, that means you have suspension in the front and back, that has 140 travel on the front, so you get a lot of cushion. Well, actually, I should say 150 on the front and 140 on the back. So you get a lot of cushion. The big bumps. It's heavier, but the things you can get are, because we hit all these bumps, I'm being thrown on this bike because I have just a little bit of suspension on the front and I have none on the back. So I have to stand up as I'm pedaling through rocks to keep my seat from being thrown all the time, which I'm sitting on. On the other bike, because I have the rear shock, the rear suspension, it moves and takes away a lot of that bumping. Then you can get through, big rocky sections easier. That was it. Travel, suspension, shock, all the same. And then most bikes on the road have no shocks, right? The bikes we have just had as kids. Oh, this is where I was before. Trying to find the dry path through here. Maybe you knew what that travel was, Aunt Margaret. Maybe you knew it was a fork with suspension. See, there's no way of making it up that big hill today. The one, maybe. I just don't feel it in my legs. I know I've gotten a little bit stronger at that, but you can't be tired. Just picking a good line in here where there's not a lot of leaves to make me slip. The line is that path on the road, on the trail. You know that. Because the trail's real wide, you can pick a bunch of different ways to go with less bumps, or maybe more bumps if you want them. It's like up here. To the left is real rocky, to the right is in between. So I'm just going to go kind of in between here. But you could go anywhere you want. The trail is wide. That's how we get around. When you see all the rocks, you try and go between them, and sometimes they're too close. Sometimes you got to go over them, because you see if you can go over one or two, they separate a little bit. Or when they're real big of the rocks, the pedals are hitting and you damage the bike. So, you have to figure out what you want to do there. My right hand's been going numb the whole ride. I haven't been talking about it. it looks kind of dark over to up ahead to the left. It's nice and bright where I'm at here. And it's wind on the top of the mountain. Definitely don't know this park to know what's around the next bend. I come here, you know, so infrequent, I forget what I remembered half the time. But you do that enough times, then you start remembering the parks. So back to those two steep climbs. I think the first one makes the second one seem not so bad, but the second one is awful too. I shouldn't say awful, just that it's very steep. Then it has those short spots, like, you know, like five foot, like 2 or 3 feet, where it just gets really steep and it goes up. That you gotta get up. All right, so I wanted to be on the yellow. What happened to me here? What happened to me here? What happened here? I think I missed my left turn over there. Yeah, there it is. Talking. Missed my turn because I'm talking too much. There it is up there. Yeah, I don't remember this. I take this park for granted sometimes, but I forget that all the trails have challenging spots. You think you're getting better, but what's the expression? It doesn't get any easier, you go faster. It doesn't get any easier, you just start making it up more things. And you've still got to do all these skills. So this is tough here. I'm going to try and go to the right, the hardest line. See this rock in front of me? That's the hardest line there. I could have went to the left. Same here. If you go to the left, take the hardest rock right up here. This is the hardest one. Same with up here. Take the hardest one up here. Comes down. I think, is this that section where it's tricky coming up? I forget. Well, definitely, that's definitely tricky. Yep, this is part of it that I made right to that. Right, so the left is going, wait, I guess it's just the same thing. To the right, I think when the guys are climbing, maybe you come over here to get a breather. But yeah, so this is the part over here that I made it up to the top part. Look at all this stuff. You can't tell in the video, but this is kind of crazy. There's a lot of rocks. And if I didn't let the bike go with a little bit of speed like I used to do, I'd be falling and have to get off. So, yeah, I can't believe I made it up. up that, almost to the top. So the challenge is, can I make it on this bike? Maybe I could do it on the other bike easier, but can I do it on this bike? Those are the kind of challenges I come up with, just making it fun. See, when you ride alone, all right, so I went up this way. I kind of like this way to the left here, so I'm going to go up here again. Looks like tricky. You take that narrow path there. See that line on the right there? I almost got out of track there. So I almost didn't make that. I got off balance, got off the track I wanted, the line. That's tricky. And you have all this climb to follow it right here. That was tricky because I had there was that log sticking up. So there's definitely spots here that put me at my max limit, my skill level. I think this is just an outlook up here. That's just an outlook, like a viewpoint. People go up here to look over the edge of the mountain. Mentioning those trails, more and more people are, taking these trails off to the side. They're becoming more prevalent, where you can see them. The ground is getting worn down, looking like a trail. I'm going to stop here just to show you, if you can see down there, I don't know if you can see, but they're just a bunch of homes. There might be a better view up here. You can see all the way on the other side. That's where we go around, straight, and then to the left, you see that black fence? And then you see that, tower way up in the sky down there. We head in that direction as we wiggle around up here to the left. So this is fun stuff. I mentioned that Kinnelon. Well, that's all fun because it's kind of brand new and I've never been out. I've been out there 100 times on the road and never knew there were trails. But when I start comparing it, what we have around here is really nice. The guys say, like the Mills Reservation and the Cedar Grove, or the Mills Reservation, Cedar Grove Reservoir, Hilltop, all the trails going over there. We have some fun stuff here. I just take it for granted and I never do them. I don't know why. I just want to go someplace. And I'm driving real far all the time, but whatever makes it fun, whatever motivates me to do it, it's kind of how I go about it. So I have ridden with, some people lately, and I do it on and off, it seems. The warmth from the sun definitely feels good today. It's the breeze. If the breeze would just calm down. Most of the time that's shielded. I'm sure it's really breezy out in the roads for it to be breezy up in here, even though I'm up to the top here. It's still shielded. So I've hiked this park too. You know, last April or May, you know, I was trying to rest an injury I got, you know, like 4 or 5 months before that never healed. My elbow, both of them. The one was real bad on the right. So I started hiking, you know, some big trails, big routes I've done on the mountain bike. I've done this up in Ringwood, big rides up in Ringwood, like a 15-miler. Hello. Ah, thank God that rain stopped. If I can get you a scenic view, I think I have to go over it a little bit. Take a peek here. So down there, if you can see, just, you know, all the, I believe you have, that's like a somewhat of a senior citizen, you know, townhome development. It's really nice in there. They're really large. I think they're mostly large units. Alright, so this is that steep hill we came up. Yes, the wind makes it noisy. That's another thing. When I used to ride on the road, forget about the resistance, you know, slowing you down. It was the noise. Plus, you know, you can't hear things around you. Made it unsafe for me. I don't see as good as I have good hearing. So, you know, when I can't hear as good, it just makes it a little more difficult, you know, to know what's going on around you. But in here, it's just nice when it's peaceful. You don't have all that wind. You can hear it in the video camera too. I think when I was up in the Pyramid Mountain a few days ago, it was real quiet on the camera. It was one of those real peaceful days. One more look down here. So just another view of the townhomes down there, if you can see through there. All right. Now that was the highest point of the Yellow Trail. Now we're going to head back around towards the reservoir. And this used to be real tricky for me in the beginning. Right there was that root sticking up. Yeah, we got roots sticking up. It was tricky there. I'm telling you, definitely there's more and more erosion, and that's why the roots are sticking higher and the rocks stick out of the ground higher, because the dirt's wearing away. Erosion. All right. So that's that mega climb right there. So not that we're gonna make it, but we're gonna at least give it an attempt. Yeah, I can feel right there that there's no way I'm gonna make this stuff. Yeah. I'm not gonna make this. Don't have it today. That's okay. Because that's a tough spot right here. You got to time the pedal on that rock. Then if you make it through there, let me just see. Can I get back into pedals? That's the part I never can do. I just made it up. So the question is, do I want to go back and try it again? Let me think about this. Top part that I could never make. I don't know if I can get past that rock right there, but let's see. Where am I going here? Oh, it was a balance thing. It was a balance thing. One more time, I'm going to try it. Get my foot in. Get my damn foot in. There we go. Rest up, Rob. Rest up. I rest up. The epitome of by the skin of my teeth. I was on the front of the seat like you do, Scott. Did you hear me yelling in excitement?
Yeah.
I made it up that goddamn climb for the first time. Thank you. Well, that one makes this one seem easy, and this is hard. I almost lost it between that skinny rock halfway up. Been trying to get my composure through those roots. And then I ran out of some energy like I had the first time when I, missed the rock and walked, or got off and got back on. So I didn't have that saved up energy. Then when I hit that top part, somebody started going way to the right, and I made that route. I don't think I was standing, I was just way on the front of the bike. And it was, it's just like perfect conditions. I think it's a tiny bit damp, but tiny bit damp. Another couple hours, it'll be what they call that hero dirt. Is when the soil is, from Aunt Margaret, hero dirt is when the soil is just dark, so it's not dry, because when it gets dry, the dirt gets slippery. When it gets too dark, it becomes muddy then wet. But that in-between point, right when it's just starting to dry, but it's still a little dark, we get all good traction. And this place, the water irrigates, off of the ground into the soil, into the ground really well. Otherwise, days when it's raining when you're riding, or when it's rained a lot before, I still can't believe I made that climb. Oh, I wasn't giving up. But that is the epitome of, by my skinny thin fin. How's the expression go? In the, I'm gonna huff in the, is it the three wolf expression? I forget how it goes, but I call it the epitome of making it by the skin of my teeth. Made my ride. I wasn't even feeling good. I saved this for last. I got to do. Well, I have. No, this is the last loop. I did the right in both directions. Normally I'll do this. You know, I'll do this. Wait a minute. Let me think. No. I still have to do the red in the other direction. What am I saying? I thought I did the yellow, and then I would do reverse the yellow. Then I would do the red and reverse the red. I didn't do that. I did the yellow, then the red to give me some time to get loosened up for that goddamn climb. All right, so we got one coming up here. Now, see, these are all those damn roots that just seem to have gotten bigger, right? This bike, the pedals hit because they're so low to the ground. I got to be careful going over. Oh, I slipped out at the top of that sucker on the root. I'm going back to do it because I hit the wheel, hit it sideways. Yeah. Yes, as I was going to the right over it. It's like in the gym, I need to take a good rest between my sets. Because when you're applying, 110% effort, you so let's see, when I get up there, foot in the damn pedal. I just don't want to hit the root sideways. I did hit it sideways, but I just went all the way to the left. That's another tricky spot. Holy. Yeah, I forgot about this over here. That's all tough. So the case set came up here before. Right, I wanted this tree to the left. Ooh, it's tricky. My rear wheel is skipping. That was a little tricky coming down that for me. Yeah, so there's some spots in this park. These routes are all very exposed. Did I tell you how happy I was to make that climb? I don't care how many times I had to do it. Well, the second one, yeah, I had to do that twice, but the first one, 3 attempts. I will stop talking about it for a little while. Well, I missed that yellow in yellow direction with all the rocks. That's another day. I think even this red, so when I do the red clockwise, I think there's a tough spot on there too. But those two climbs, where that first one back there was the granddaddy of them all at this park. I'm gonna have to give that a friggin' name. I'm gonna give that a name. And my video camera battery better not have been dead for that. I'll be upset. Alright, so I'm finishing up on the yellow. And we'll do the red clockwise and then we're good to go. All right, so I'm going to talk some more about that first climb. Yeah, so you're putting the power down, but you're almost like off balance half the time, and you're trying just to keep regain your balance somehow, you know, without falling. And so you make a left here. Look how steep that looks, right? There's another tough little spot. You got that log you got to get over right there. That's steep. Like always, as you do these steep climbs, they don't look as steep anymore because you get used to seeing the incline in front of you. But when you first come out here, in all the parks, you're after looking at flat ground. All those rises, you know, the hills, they look so damn steep. See over here, it's like I don't know what ground this is. No rock. It's only not like pine needles, but it's like kind of soil that really could suck up the moisture, and it does. I don't know what kind of soil that is, but there's a lot of that out here. My yellow trail here. I think this is the one I miss sometimes. I caught it this morning, had to turn around.